Algebra 1, my people. All right. We got Jackson State and Clark Atlanta. All right. Those are the Algebra 1 colleges this year. Now, I have my timer set for 15 minutes, but I usually go long. So give yourself about 20 minutes of viewing and some time, and maybe 20, 25 minutes of practicing. And I hope you enjoy working, because if you're going to take Algebra 1 as a middle schooler, then you are accelerated. And so the responsibility of being accelerated means being a hard worker. And you can always go down to Math 8 or Math 7 or whatever if you don't want to be here. But I hope you do. And I'm sure I'll show you in class the data of the past students I've had and how much growth they've achieved. You know, it's really amazing the things that the students that I've had have been able to do because of the hard work and effort that they put in. Not because of anything I did that's magical, but because not every student succeeded the same. But it's true that the more effort you put in, the more you come prepared, and the more time you spend outside of class, the better you're gonna do. All right, so let's get started. Our first group of assignments is about equations, solving equations. And so I'm well aware of all the ways that you can solve equations using your phone or the internet, but we're here to learn to do it for ourselves. And so do it for yourself. If you're using Mathway or something like that, you're cheating. And I am asking you not to. You'll never be able to use anything like that for the test or when you're doing it in front of me. So let's learn how to do all the equations and the fractions and the decimals here with only paper and pencil, okay? And it will serve you so well as we go on into the year. Let me full screen this. All right, so perhaps this won't be that long of a video. We only have a few examples here. But what I want you to do is I want you to watch this example and then try this assignment. Then this is a different assignment, so watch me do these two and then try that assignment. And then a couple of equation assignments, but I'm just going to solve this one equation and then try those. And whatever scores you get, it's fine as long as you come to class on the day that they're due to be attempted with no blue start buttons, but all scores. Then we'll work towards getting all the scores up to 100 together as a class. Okay. So combining like terms with negative coefficients and distribution. So when we're talking about solving equations, we're going to do inverse operations. But before we do inverse operations, we want to combine any like terms and we want to do any distribution. So what is distribution? Distribution is when you have a number out in front of a set of parentheses. So in this expression here, we have a 4 in front of the first set, so we can distribute that. And it's important to know that this, because there's a minus sign in front of it, is like a negative 4. Okay, so don't forget to distribute the negative part as well. Okay, so 4 times negative 15 is negative 60. And 4 times negative 3p is negative 12p. Negative 4 times negative 1p is positive 4p, a negative times negative. And negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. So notice you shouldn't be in Algebra 1 if you are still struggling with your rules of integers. If you're still struggling with your rules of integers, that's Math 7, and you would want to be in Math 8. or Math 7. All right. Or we can figure them out. But we're not going to go over the rules of integers right now. I'm just going to do them. Okay. So now we got to combine the like terms. So we got -60, we got -20. So you put those together and you get -80. We also have -12p and +4p. You put those together and you get -8p. Okay. Now I know I just said, we're not doing the rules of integers, but what if you need to? What should you do? You should ask. Okay. So now is the time to, well, first of all, we know the answer is A. I know the answer is A. But what kind of questions could you ask if you didn't know? Let's see. Let's first of all look at the hints. So distribute the 4 to each term inside the first set of parentheses. So you could say, how do they know to distribute the 4? And, I did say how to do that in the video, but you could say, like, Mr. Field, could you show me some more examples? Because I'm not sure I know when to distribute. Although I think you should know. But I will still answer the question and I'll answer it nextly. All right, distribute the -4 into the second set. Rewrite the expression to group the p terms and the numeric terms and then combine the like terms. All right, so you could say, I got a little confused when they rearranged the terms because I didn't know when to arrange it, when the minuses were, the pluses. Could you do another example where we rearrange the terms? If you ask a question, it should just show that you read through the hints. You don't want to say things like, this makes no sense. I am so lost. Stay away from that. Okay, so the next assignment is also about combining like terms, but this time we have fractions and decimals. Okay, so again, I see a -3 in front of parentheses, so we're going to distribute that. And how do we multiply a number in fractions? Well, we put that over 1. And so -3/1 times -3/7 is, and I'm just putting the 1/7 out front, that would be -3 times 3 is 9, and 1 times 7 is 7. And -3/1 times -2/7 is a +6/7. All right, so now when it comes to these fractions, they all have common denominators, so that's nice. And these two are the numeric terms. So 1/7 and 6/7 is 7/7. 1 plus 6 is 7. And 7/7 is 1. So -9/7 and plus 1. That would be my final answer. Now with decimals, just remember to line up the decimals. And also to do your work of adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, do that work over to the side. So if I want to add these two together, then I'm going to put over on the side I'll add them together. Oh, that's confusing. You're gonna think, oh, we got 2 C's. So I'm just gonna erase those C's. We're gonna add the coefficients and then put that answer in front of the letter C. All right. So 6, 9, 12. So 12.90 C. Oh, whoopsies. That's a negative. That's a positive. So it's not going to be 12.90. All right. So in this case, then we have to subtract. All right. So let's just subtract 2. And then 4. And since the bigger number is negative, then it's going to be negative. So negative 420. Yeah. So negative 5.55 minus 4.20 C. And it's possible sometimes I make a mistake in the video, and you can just say, Mr. Field, I think there's an error. But you don't have to be mean about it, all right? Or pretend like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. You know, we all make mistakes, and in our class, we want to, celebrate those mistakes and just learn from them, all right? So that's all. Remember to do that. Okay. Last one here. Let's see. Doing good on my timer. I got 4 minutes. All right. So now, when it comes to equation solving, so equations with variables on both sides, distributing, fractions, decimals, all that, we are going to start by distributing. So you see that, combine like terms, and then get like terms on same sides, combine, and solve your remaining one-step equation. So after you do all this combining, you'll end up with one term on one side, one term on the other side, and you'll just divide. Okay, so with my math A students, I always say, you put your variables on your left, you put your numbers on your right. And I don't mind saying that with my Algebra 1 students too, because it just works fine. But I'm sure that some of you already know how to solve this. And for those of you that don't, that's fine. We're going to do it right now. But I just mean to say that if you've already solved this before, you might do things like, all right, let's add 5e to both sides and then start combining terms that way. But let's start by combining like terms within the side. So there's no like terms on this side. But on this side, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. The negative 5e and the 13e are like terms. So what's negative 5 plus 13? It's 8. So I'm going to rewrite the equation. 8e plus 14. And now I always get my variable terms on the left side. And so, yeah, we could subtract 8e from both sides. And then we get e plus 4 equals 14. And but now this, yeah, and then we subtract 4 from the other side, and 14 minus 4 is 10. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the same thing, but this time I'm going to do it without moving one term at a time. I'm just going to move all the terms of the like terms on the same side. So I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. And the terms with the e in them, I have 9e. And then these two have e's in them on the right side. So on the left side, I can just move them to the left side. I just have to switch their sign. So negative 5e would become positive 5e on the left. And 13e would become negative 13e. On the right side, I'm going to put all the numeric terms. So like 14, and then 4 is on the left, but on the right, it would be negative 4. Just change the sign. And then combine the terms. So 9 plus 5 is 14, minus 13 is 1. 14 minus 4 is 10. So I really like this way better, but this way, the traditional way, is just fine too. I grew up doing that. All right, so However you do it, just make sure you do it with paper and pencil and not equation solvers and other, cheating strategies. All right, look at that. 15 minutes is up. No blue start buttons. And we'll talk about the organizer next time.